morning, friends. It is Thursday and it's the first day of FD New Jersey where stuff is actually happening. It's about 9 a.m. right now and we're qualifying really late today at 10 in the evening, but we're also going to be doing some practice and all kinds of other things. So Nick is talking the video. That's okay. He didn't know there was a video happening. But yeah, so definitely doing some practice first time, getting some action. So you guys are coming along, obviously.
Things were going really well, so it was time for the car's first crash. So Richard hit the wall and destroyed a wheel and a top control arm and a tie rod, which the guys all replaced. And the biggest problem was that one of the mounting points for the top control arm was also bent, so it cost us a little bit of time, about 45 minutes to get all of that sorted out, and we sent the car out for practice again.
Great. I think we checked them last time.
And after one practice battle, it's always a good idea to recheck everything, your alignment, and to not unbolt check the new parts, obviously. And the guys did a great job, and the car felt exactly like it did before.
And now we're changing some gear ratios on the car, finding out what works best with our wheel speed, and finding out what the sweet spot of the car is with the current revs that we're running. Seems to be that we're pretty well matched up with all the other drivers. Funny thing is that the elapsed time for a lap between the Pro Spec drivers and the Pro is less than half a second, so it's not a really tall track, not a really long track. It's about 19 seconds for the lap. And the Pro Spec guys are only half a second behind the Pro guys, although the Pro guys probably are not gripped up yet because they won't be doing that until after qualifying, usually in top 16 or something like that. Anyways, we're not super gripped up either, so kind of happy with how things are going. Team's definitely doing a great job. We had one little problem, as you guys know. I like simplicity. I don't like drive-by-wire stuff. We have a really good wiring room in the car. We have a really expensive ECU. Everything is brand new, but for some reason the drive-by-wire didn't go over 90% on the last two runs. So we had to change all that out, or set that up, recalibrate it to go to 100% slowly. So after the PDM issue, another thing that gets confirmed for me, I don't like drive-by-wire, especially because of this. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Tonight it's about 6:30 right now. We've got another half an hour of practice. Let's get some laps in. We are about ready to do qualifying. You can hear in the back other people lining up to qualify. Made a couple changes to the car, to the drive-by-wire and all that stuff. Really like the setup. Changed gear ratios 3 times today. Richard, here's Richard over there. Rich, how are you feeling? Are you good to go? Richard's good to go, just needs to take AP. Russ, are you having a good time, Russ? Russ is Richard's brother, and he's super important because he takes care of all kinds of things that I can't, like having a good phone charger and always having the right food on deck. So really cool. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, gotta take care of the guys.
Absolutely.
They take care of me too, so I'm having a great time.
Sort of, we try. Yeah, so I think we'll be qualifying in about 3 minutes, getting everything ready. The car's getting more and more dialed in, and I'm really happy about how the team works together, and we're definitely starting to become more of a well-oiled machine. It's our second event, obviously, so yeah, everybody needs to find their place. We need to find the right way to do everything. Car seems to be really fast, seems to have a lot of mechanical grip, and we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Every step we take is in the right direction. As you guys know, it's one of my favorite tracks. I really love this track. A lot of people may say it's very simple. It's like the old clutch kickers layout, that's not difficult to put a lap in, but to get it perfectly right is kind of difficult, and the entry has to be really good. So let's hope for the best.
Many years prior to that, I always felt the stress of multiple things. Not doing it was like, okay, I can really focus and pay attention on things at the event without having to do commentary.
We'll talk more on that. Richard Advani, great looking vet. He was the last man standing that was out here, and when I say that in practice prior to us going live here with qualifying, that link Corvette, see if he can link the track. He gets into that final outside zone, could definitely get a shovel and dig deeper, but Advani crosses the finish line.
Yeah, and you know, this track is one of the few that we actually get to use permanent paint to mark the outside zone in the clips, and that does help a lot, especially after the course kind of gets run down a little bit. You still see those outlines, and that helps you see how much he pulled off that outside zone there. You can see lacking the angle coming into this second outside zone, and as we pull back here from this camera angle, he is able to film most of the second half of it, hit that inside clip, and then some pretty good angle and going into that final outside zone. Let's take a look at the approach here. Much better than the first half. Right on that line, moves back a little bit deeper there, maybe got himself a point or two addition on that last little sector there, but clearly some mistakes on the first half of the run, and we'll see where the judges dinged him overall.
All right, let's see what Advani's got. 68 from Advani.
So we're on the next day. It's time for the battles. We've got Randy in the car. We've got Nick, obviously my man Charlie, and Eric is trying to kill us with his driving style as usual. That's what I'm saying. So we're doing the battles today. Richard is up against Rudy Hansen, the guy that you guys may know from my vlogs on Drift Weeks. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Rudy is kind of a competitive guy, and Richard as well, so it's gonna be cool. Yeah, so come along with me for today's fun.
Little view of the Prospect pit lane over here. Obviously lots of S chassis, but also E46s, and we are the only Corvette in Prospect at this moment.
Time to go here for the first speed practice. It's about 5:30.
develop the way it would. And there it is. So I understand that Advani, a newcomer here, he's down some horsepower, had to remove the blower. So Rudy Hansen here, who's an aggressive driver in that S13. So that is Rudy Hansen out front. And as Advani, now we're going to finish out, remember the Sorensen battle, but right now Hansen leading Advani past that inside clip, now coming to that third outside zone. Hansen, you saw Advani kind of have some wavering going there, but Hansen having some trouble on that final outside zone as well.
Want to grip up. And as we're taking a look at Advani here, you're going to see right here going into outside zone 2, he's going to be on a much tighter line, that kind of shallow approach. He's going to have to start moving his way back, but he kind of lost a little bit there at the beginning of outside zone 2 that he may not be able to regain. And there you can see a little bit down on the angle. It does keep the proximity relatively close, but just not matching the angle.
I got a message from Advani's team, and he says they had to delete the blower 3 days ago, and they're running at 420 horsepower NA. So I think that's why battling a little bit of what's going on. And here we are. Let's see what we got. And Rudy can leave the start line, so since he is the chase vehicle. Initiating into that first outside zone. There goes Advani Hansen. Look at this, even with NA pulling away from Hansen, maybe a little bit of confidence saying, man, I gotta peg this thing to the floor, and that's what he's doing. HP chasers, more like HP leaders right now. Hansen needs to gain some ground here. Really down, oh, what does that say that? Oh boy, oh gosh, that could have been really bad. He like straddled the divot.
Yeah, Hansen had a real opportunity here to kind of make it a much clearer victory, but he gives a pretty big gap there, and he initiates later than Advani, and you can see that separation. Advani gets into outside zone 2 very late, obviously being down on power, playing a role, but I would have liked to see Rudy Hansen be much more aggressive here and not leave anything open to interpretation with the judges. He had a good opportunity. Advani did make some mistakes there, especially towards the final part of outside zone 3 going off course, and he's going to, the left rear is going to drop down, and then it's going to suck the front end almost off of the course prior to the finish line. Luckily, he's able to hold on there and get through the finish line without going completely off course.
All right, so it looks like Rudy Hansen will be getting the victory.
So as you guys can see, we went out in the battle against Rudy. Richard had a little dirt drop at the end. Definitely cool to see that we were pulling lengths in the beginning. The car was definitely performing really well. We were running it without the supercharger, so it ran a little over 400 horsepower. So really cool that this car can stick with a car like Rudy's car is like, I think it's 800 or 900 horsepower. So we could definitely hang with him. Could have even potentially won that battle. This is just how things go. Still only our second ever FD battle. Yeah, so here's what it is. Continue improving the car. We're doing Pro Bro Down with this car on Sunday. So yeah, definitely a cool weekend for us. Building the team a little more, building all the systems that we use a little more. And now we know how capable the car is even without the supercharger.
Don't forget to take a look at our website as well, einzel.nl. We ship worldwide, of course, Wisefab, field suspension, our own brand Einzel, gearboxes, quick change differentials, axles, all kinds of things. A lot of fabrication components, of course, air jacks, subframes for quick change, you name it. Drop us an email and we'll hook you up. Another day at E-Town, this time for Pro Bro Down. It's Sunday. Yesterday we had FD, as you guys all have seen, which was really cool. Obviously I was working, so not a lot of time to vlog. Really stoked for Rome. Rome ending up second. Drove his heart out. Amazing work by him. Also fantastic driving by Chelsea. So it was a fantastic evening. As you can see, I have a little sore
Don't worry about this, dude. I'm from Florida. I always have swamp ass.
Bro Down was a really good opportunity for me to drive the Formula Drift Corvette. This is a fun event with lots of FD drivers and local drivers attending. Really cool to see all the cars from the local heroes. Some of these guys have been drifting for almost 20 years. This was also my last day with the team after a really insane period doing Drift Week, after driving from Los Angeles to New York, then flying back to California to prepare the FD car, testing it in New Mexico, after dynoing it in Las Vegas on the way, then just making it to Orlando in time for the technical checkup, staying with the team after FD Orlando, doing FD New Jersey, Bro Down, and after this it's time for me to go home. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll obviously be back in St. Louis.